not my life.
Nope, definitely not my life. Speaking of some other stuff that's not our life, let's play some D&D.
Yeah.
Like, let's get the show on the road, huh?
Let's do it. Enough talk about real life fantasy. Let's play some fantasy. Cue the fucking intro. Alright, what's up everybody? My name is Mimic. Welcome to Idiots Rolling Dice. We are back. The Epic is here to continue its wonderful saga. And I'm joined, as always, by some wonderful people. Starting first with Miss Daisy Cakes.
Hey everybody, I am Daisy. I am playing Talia on this adventure, and I'm very, very shy, quiet. Didn't really spend a lot of time with people, so still getting used to the whole being social thing. But seems like my skills are being put to use, which I'm happy about. Not really a fan of the stuff we dealt with last round, but hopefully my love for the forest and my knowledge in nature and whatnot will help us maybe not to die and maybe never to run into spiders again.
Maybe. Who knows? Next up, Mr. Jimmy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Jimmy here, playing Jade Dragonborn. I will go along with Talia's view from last week. I kind of agree on that, but she had the help from Breastplate. That might help a little bit too. But
Yeah.
Anyway, let's have some fun, y'all. Cheers.
Next up, Mr. Play.
Hello, I'm Play the Fool. I'm playing Demetrius Longwing. Kind of ran out from his home, his cave home, now finding out that people aren't as bad as he thought they were. And yeah, just trying to keep his new friends alive and not die on himself.
Be a much
Again.
different campaign if you were trying to keep a newborn alive.
Yeah.
Last, certainly not least, Mr. Vax.
What's poppin'? I played Jax. He is still not sorry for what he did last week or last time.
You should
He
be.
felt he was
Douchebag.
totally in the right.
You should be, you fucking bastard.
We all survived, and that's all that
Douchebag.
matters.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Last time, our heroes tangled with a weaver turned giant spider woman and her new spider babies. Demetrius recognized both the talent weaved in the spider's webs and certain physical features, and questioned if this human-spider hybrid was the weaver from Athens that Athena had cursed a few days prior. With the situation teetering on the edge, the Spider-Woman revealed she would use her newfound power, which was still growing, to take revenge on Athena and all the other Olympians, and all while swearing never to hurt an innocent. Jax decided there was no amicable solution and attacked. The battle quickly turned against our heroes, and with death all but certain, Demetrius made one last plea so he could save his friends, and with a little luck, he was able to strike a chord in the remaining humanity of the creature, and despite knowing she could kill the remaining party members, she allowed the survivors to gather evidence that the bandits were gone and leave. Upon returning to the village, the party learned that Athenian soldiers were hot on the trail, and after reviving Jade and Talia, the crew set across the border and came to a forest seemingly growing out of control and teeming with life. Talia was able to detect a supernatural force that they followed deeper into the forest until coming to a mysterious clearing, which appeared to be the center of this power. When they investigated the source, a trap was sprung, and out of the woods came a stunning huntress and her 7 hounds. So, Jax, at the end of our session last time, you got down on her knees, acknowledging that this is Artemis, and she revealed to all of you that she was what the gods were looking for and why they sent you into this forest. Her hounds come out of the wood. There's 7 of them, all different colors, but all very massive hunting dogs, apparently, like supernaturally large. Each of these dogs is like the size of a deer, almost. She still has her bow drawn taut, with 5 arrows, I believe I said. And even though they're not like directly pointed at you, you can feel like she could hit all of you if she wanted to in an instant.
Yeah.
So you're all in this clearing. Inside the stump, there appeared to be like a bow that you guys kind of saw. What are you doing as she kind of approaches you, still guarded?
I'm just gonna like look at him and be like, we didn't come to like fight. I was told by Ares to come here and look for something. He didn't really tell me what, and now I know. So yeah.
What do we do about that?
No, I don't know.
That'll be up to all of you.
Well, I'm kind of like very nervously like looking at all the dogs, just kind of like back and forth with my eyes, and then kind of looking back at everybody else.
She whistles, and the dogs all like sit calmly and like start panting, putting their little tongues out.
Oh.
But she still remains. Her
But
bow
at
still
least
remains
the
strong.
dogs don't look like they're ready to come eat me.
Correct.
Okay, that's good. That's excellent. I like that.
Yeah, I like
Would an insight check help me here?
Go ahead and roll an insight check. Anybody who wants to roll any sort of checks, feel free to do so. Just tell me if you're looking for anything.
Alright, so 12
12.
for an insight check.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
Just kind of trying to see, is she, like, she said she set a trap. So does that mean, like, she was waiting for us specifically in order to attack us, or was just trying to be ready for knowing that somebody was coming to get her, like, nervous? Do you know what I mean?
With a 12 insight check, you can't tell that much, but you can tell that she seems to be, like, hiding out here. Almost, and you know how she responded to Jax saying we're looking for something that the gods said they lost, and she said, yeah, it's me. Me can probably put together that she is, you know, preparing herself or trying to hide from them, so it's probably just general paranoia.
Okay. Alright.
Can I ask you something?
Me, the DM, or the character?
Like Artemis.
She releases the, you know, pull on her bow, but still has the arrows set, and says, what is it you want?
I was just told by Ares to come here and look for something they lost. Obviously it's you. I'm just wondering, are you trying to hide out, or from them, or for something else that's happening?
Do you think I ever want to see my brothers again? Do you think I would make it so the gods couldn't find me? I know you felt your magic wane as you've entered this forest. Do you think I would make all that happen if I wanted to see them?
No.
Good boy. She releases her arrows, puts them back in her quiver, holds her bow at her side, and like she like whistles again, and roots twist up out of the ground and form like little seats for all of you. She says, take a load off, please.
I sit down.
Okay. I'll sit down.
I'm rolling an inside check on those chairs.
Go ahead and roll an insight check on the chairs.
Why?
12.
I mean, they just seem to be like chairs that she magically grew out of roots.
I kind of just like nudge him, like, it's not
Yeah,
like poison
Talia
oak
and
or
Jax
something.
sit down on the little stumps, and they seem to be fine, but I mean, they're
This
magic.
is pretty normal magic.
Demetrius sits down and kind of does like that butt wiggle into a new chair.
Yeah.
They're kind of
Well,
comfortable.
The
I don't
best
expect
part
they're
is-
going to change no matter how much you wiggle. I'm sorry if they're not the
Jax.
most comfortable things, but
Jax, if you upset her and these things grow roots and entangle us, I will come after you personally.
Look, she's a god, alright? I respect all the gods.
Goddess.
Exactly, and that's my point.
Okay.
Again,
I sit down very cautiously.
I'm literally the champion of Ares. Why would I piss off another god?
And also, she clearly doesn't mean us any harm unless we give her any harm. So don't act aggressively and just sit the fuck down.
As you guys are all kind of like talking amongst yourselves, some of the dogs come up and she just starts like rubbing behind their ears as she sits on one of her little chairs as well. She seems to be, even passively, you guys can tell she seems to be not interested in harming you, but also very guarded. And you can tell, like, even with just your passive insight, that she clearly is not a people person. So she looks up to you and says, well, now that you found me, the real question is, what are you going to do?
Haven't gotten that far yet, to be honest. I thought it was maybe like a spear or something from Ares, you know? But like, it's an actual god, so I'm kind of trying to put the pieces together.
What do we do? Because if we don't go back, or if we just blow off this, aren't the other gods gonna come after us?
No. I mean, it was mostly just Ares asking. I don't think he would. It was more kind of like a favor more than like an order.
Okay, so it doesn't seem as bad at that point, but obviously...
It was more like I was telling him where we were going, and he was like, can you make this pit stop and look for something? It wasn't like an order.
Okay.
It didn't feel like an order.
Okay. Well, that's an important, that's an important bit to know.
Is that better? Messing around with my, oh, sorry.
That is better. It's better than you.
So as you kind of say, like, are trying to like figure out was this a favor or not, and says, Artemis kind of looks at you slyly and says, do you really want to be the one to let Ares down?
No, but I also don't want to piss you off.
Mostly because
that's a very good skill, or that's a very good choice intellectually.
Pissing off gods is not.
Yeah, I've already been stabbed by Athena, so.
You've already and you've also seen what happens to the other champions that got sent here who pissed me off.
Yeah.
And she motions to the skeletons that were like summoned. I assume you don't want to end up like any of them.
Not really, no. But why are you down here, though? I mean, did you get into a fight? Or is it, like, too sensitive a topic and I shouldn't talk about it?
I doesn't have to tell you she doesn't want to.
Make a persuasion check.
Eight.
Persuasion.
Eight.
Persuasion's +4.
I mean, Talia, if you want to give him the help action, you can.
Can I?
Yeah, you just
'Cause
have
I got
to.
a 17.
Well, you just give him I guess. What do each of you say as you're? Well, so Jax, you were asking like, why are you down here? Talia, what do you say?
I say this man is simply following what he feels is important to Ares, and whatever's going on between you and your brothers obviously has nothing to do with us. But if you could tell us just so that we understand, maybe that would help us with things we need to handle for future situations. Because we are going to have to at some point leave and, like I said, talk to other people. And what if other people are looking for you? Is it... There have been others, clearly. There will be others after us. Maybe we can help.
You see she's like kind of ignoring you, kind of just like letting you speak. But as you say, maybe we can help. It does seem to catch her ear up.
I grew up in the forest, and at one point was with a druid clan, so I kind of learned a little bit here and there. I mean, more so than that, I'm just being modest because I am in the presence of a goddess. So
she turns to you and says, are you implying that I need help surviving in the forest?
No, not implying that at all. Just saying that if we could be helpful. I would rather be helpful than harmful because I'm really not the person that's gonna try and do harmful things.
That's good to know. She turns to Jax. She says, I don't trust you. I'm going to be honest. I don't trust any of my brothers. I don't trust anyone with a strong connection to Olympus. Oops. Some of the gods up there thought it would be fun to play a little joke on me. At least they thought it was a joke. My friend didn't think it was so funny. I have not been back to Mount Olympus since. I will never go back to Mount Olympus. The only way they'll get me back there is by carrying my body. I detest them. I detest my father for raping my mother. I detest Ares for being cruel. I detest Hera for being vindictive and evil and jealous. I detest Apollo most of all. If you reveal my presence here to the other gods, know that it will mean the death of all of you, the death of any gods that come after me, until I can't fight anymore. And she's being, like, very calm and kind of unemotional about this, in a weird sort of way, almost like she's detached from the situation. She says, I just want to live out the rest of my days here and be peaceful. Hunt, live, and, life alone. Giving back to the world until the world takes me back. So.
Oh, very commendable. And I don't think any of us were going to turn you in, obviously.
Is it that obvious?
Yeah, I mean, look, I was just told to come here. I wasn't really planning on looking for a person, per se, more just like an item. And honestly, sometimes Ares can be a dick. Like, don't get me wrong, I love him.
She laughs.
Don't get me wrong, like, he can be very difficult, very cruel. But I understand when he can cross the line sometimes.
Good. Having that insight is probably going to keep you alive longer than it would have otherwise. What is it that, outside of doing this favor for Ares, why are you traveling? What are you all doing? You're an odd group of people to gather together. What's the goal?
I kind of look at the other guys to see if I should like kind of explain the situation on the outside world.
I mean, what do we have to lose? Technically it's like, we just got us. I think we should be okay. I don't know. I don't know what else to do anymore. I'm just so nervous. I'm kind of just like looking very, still kind of like, I don't want to make any wrong decisions because,
Go ahead and make an insight check for me, Talia.
16 plus 5, 21.
As you're like feeling nervous, you see that like after Artemis like got through her little speech right there, she began like, she put her head down, like stared at her dog and like almost looked to be like hyperventilating. You get the insight from looking at her that people are a lot for her, and like trying to have this conversation and remain calm and all that is very tough, in the same way that you feel those kind of nerves around people.
So I can kind of understand that.
Yeah. So you get that understanding from her, at least.
Would it be, well, I guess I probably shouldn't like approach, but I'd just say to her that I know it can be a lot to carry the burden of attempting to be social while just wanting everyone to leave you alone. And I'm sorry for everything you've been through. We can leave you alone. There's no reason for us to be here now that we know that what we're looking for is not what we need to get. And you have every right to be here on your own. If it helps, I kind of just like do some little like twisty things around to kind of make like little pretty walls and stuff, like just some pretty stuff to look at while you're walking around. I realize that you could probably make these yourself, but sometimes it's nice when someone else does it for you.
Go ahead and give me a nature check with advantage.
19 and 15, so 19 and 22.
22. As you like do this little magical swirly, I mean, you create like just an absolutely gorgeous thing of like flowers and leaves, and immediately she like smiles, and like looks at you with an appreciative eyes. She says, "Thank you for those words. You didn't tell me your name, but it's Talia, correct?"
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you, Talia. You are welcome in my woods anytime. As long as you don't bring anybody from the eclipse here, obviously.
Wait. The eclipse.
I'm not completely deafened to the news of the world. I understand what's going on. This isn't the first forest I've come to for peace and, solidarity. Or solitude. I used to hunt the woods of Arcadia, but in the wars, for some reason, the Eclipse decided to burn them all down. Well, they burned 1,000 of their own bodies with it at the end of the day, but unfortunately I couldn't stop the fires. And I don't want to see that. I'd rather not have to do that again. I could, I guess. It's physically possible for me to kill 1,000 more of their soldiers in hours, but hopefully I don't have to.
The damage that's done is almost not worth it, but we've also had to deal with a similar situation that we're all carrying the burden of watching someone be burned to death, and a child, and it's part of why we're moving about and trying to help out in this situation, because we know that there's a bigger picture here. We just can't seem to figure out where we're supposed to be going to find the answers for all these questions.
She looks around and looks at Jade, and Demetrius says, "You two have been awfully quiet." Demetrius, she motions to you. You're the learned one, I'd assume. You have a bag, scrolls busting out of your bag. What brought you to Boeotia?
Basically, just following them.
Okay.
Really not sure if I can help them or if I'm just being a hindrance, but I'd like to help them in their journeys.
And you do know that one of the letters you found at the first Eclipse Temple said that the people there were supposed to meet up with a group in Boeotia, if you want to share that.
Yeah, and definitely saying that the letter in the temple was telling us to go this way.
Interesting. Well, you'd think Thebes would be their most obvious target, right? Biggest city.
Well, see, that's the strangest thing about it. It was very similar to what we saw happen with Hallie. We were told that there was going to be a big invasion, and then it just didn't happen the way that we all I don't know, the way that I guess we thought things were going to happen, and it seems like the group is moving in different directions that we're not always planning on. And the targets were not quite what we were expecting.
Jax and Jade actually both go ahead and roll a history check.
17.
16.
So both of you, as Talia says, they're moving in ways we kind of weren't planning on. That hits a chord for both of you. Part of the reason that the United Armies of Greece had so much trouble with the Eclipse in the 7-Year War was that they operated like very guerrilla style, like total warfare, ambushes, attacking at night, sneaking around mountain passes and using sorts of magic and stuff in ways that hadn't been used in traditional warfare before. So it occurs to both of you that this is, whatever they're doing is eerily similar to how they fought the entire war. But you also both know that they don't have the manpower because a lot of them were killed. I mean, they lost the big battles. So a lot of them were killed, and, they're now trying to operate as like a skeleton crew and get whatever their ultimate goal is done still. So.
Honestly, what I think is happening right now is they're trying to revive the Titans.
That would be very difficult, I guess. Not impossible. I don't think it's impossible, I guess. But, what could their goal in reviving the Titans be? The Titans are just going to go back and destroy everything. Like,
maybe that's what they want.
Maybe, but that would include them. The Titans don't know. Even if they bring back the Titans won't, just sit down and, bend to the whim of these mortals.
No, but maybe they have magic that can control them. Doubtful, but at this point, we don't know anything. All we know is that the Eclipse is back and they're doing some pretty nasty shit.
Maybe we could ask about the gates, see if maybe she knows about them.
I mean, if you want to
Yeah,
ask, go ahead and ask.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Okay. So, in our travels, we found. We read we must open 12 of the gates. So I guess there's a few questions involved in that one as to how many gates are there? What do these gates go to? Is there something big and scary that wants to eat us on the other side?
She laughs. I'm not sure they're literal gates, unfortunately.
Oh.
So I don't think there's a big and scary thing waiting for you on either or on the other side of any particular gate. I mean, there might be. Who knows? She's gonna go ahead and make a little history check here. Good thing she is plus +1 billion to wisdom. She goes ahead and she says, I don't remember specifics about any sort of gates. It's strange. I know there are places and events that were significant in the War of the Titans and places that were significant, I believe, near the village of Holly is where one of the Titans was actually slain. I can't remember which one. But, so that might be a place of significance. There's a lake outside of Thebes there's a Lake Copious. It's nearby Thebes. It wasn't a lake when the Titans were defeated. But I seem to remember something about something happening there. As far as how many of these gates, I assume you told her about the attack on Theseus and stuff.
Yes.
She's like,
yes.
I mean, Theseus was a chosen son of the gods. That probably has something to do with it. I cannot say for certain how many gates there are, or how many have already been opened. But if you're very close to Thebes, which you are, you might check out the lake. That if it's Titanic, relating to the Titans, then that might be a good place to look.
Okay.
Thank you for the insight.
Thank you. Where, I don't know. I think we should, I'm talking to the guys, like, kind of looking at them, like, we should probably just, like, let her do her stuff and be on our way.
That was the plan.
Good to me.
Okay. Well,
Before you all go,
you.
my new friends, how about a little token of my appreciation for keeping my location here secret? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Good to me.
Talia, she goes over to you first. She looks at you and, like, smiles very deeply and seems like genuinely appreciative of your presence here. She takes your bow and rubs her bow, like her bowstring, on your bowstring. And you see that your bow string specifically lights up like green for a second. And she hands it back to you and says, this will be a little more effective now. And your bow now is magical damage instead of just normal damage. Demetrius, she goes over to you, and as she's walking over, she, like, breaks off one of the roots that's, like, forming this magical twisting stump that she has there. And you can see, like, she whispers something to it, and it forms into a new staff. She hands it to you and says, this might make you a little more inconspicuous. And the staff actually shapeshifts through, like, a series of different things, looking like a normal walking stick, to, like, a fancy cane, to, like, what appears to be a sword in a sheath. You can't seem to draw the sword out, but the staff can change into other, like, non-standard items. Jade, you're next in line. She reaches into her pack and pulls out a pair of leather bracers. And she says, these will help you out if in the close quarters. And as a reaction, you can now use the parry skill, which just allows you to add 2 to your AC and deflect 1 attack. Jax, she walks over to you last and says, well, I hope you're a man of your word. And she reaches into her rack again and pulls out a new pendant of a wolf's head. And you can feel, like, a surge of energy go through you, almost like a font of inspiration that you can cheer, like, in the same way that your healing is less of, like, magical healing that, like, seals up people's wounds or anything, and it's more of, like, you inspire others to, like, have this rush of adrenaline and, like, follow you through combat through, like, your natural abilities as a leader. You feel like you could do that now just with a good pat on the back, and you have 15 points of lay on hands to give per day.
Sweet.
Through this pendant. She says, I wish you the best of luck, and as long as we all stay on good terms, you are welcome in my forests. Please stay safe.
kind of give like a little, like a small bow, because as we're like kind of walking, I'm like kind of walking backwards to turn around and leave, but I'm still looking like it's so cool.
She smiles at you and nods her head. Anybody have any like last questions or anything about, you know, what she said, the stump, anything she knows about the eclipse?
What about the stump though? Because was that her bow that was sitting on the stump before? Like it was like something she put there to make it look like it? Or was there actually another item?
As you guys had started to walk away, she like goes over, puts her hand on the stump, and seems to look at the bow kind of longingly. If you don't ask her a question specifically, she's not going to give you an answer.
You don't mind me asking, what is that? And I'm kind of pointing at the little glowing spot. When we got here, I felt a presence. I mean, I realized a lot of it was you, but you said you set a trap, and it was where we had come in to follow that. What is that? I'm kind of like pointing again at that stump area.
She looks kind of like despondent as you ask. She says, "Remember the joke I told you about? That the other Olympians played on me? No. The owner of that bow was the subject of the joke."
I'm sorry.
I keep it here. Keep him close with me.
Him.
She just nods her head.
Oh. Okay. I feel like I don't want to ask out loud, but I have the feeling like it's somebody that was very important, not just a friend.
I mean, you can roll an insight check or anything.
I don't. Yeah, I guess I'll roll an insight check and see if it helps me at all.
If you
that's
want
how
to.
I feel about
I
it.
mean,
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. It's a 16.
I mean, that instinct would seem to be correct. That, you know, whoever this was, you don't have a name or anything yet. But this is obviously a precious item to her based off somebody that no longer has use for it.
Whatever they did, I'll talk to them about it when we walk away, because I don't know if I want to dig into the wound already, but I think the more we ask her, I think she'll get agitated, because it seems like she's already hurting enough. I don't want to anyway.
Would it possibly be something that we can help her with?
I guess I would
maybe bring her closure.
I was gonna say, I guess I would maybe try and say, if there's something we can do for you. I mean, you gave us all gifts just for being here, and I feel like if you want to stay by yourself and there are things you need to have closure, to feel like you can move forward a little more comfortably, if there's something we could do, something we can bring you, someone we can find.
You see like a tear rolls down her face. Pettiness and vengeance, you know, closure. The only closure I could get would be killing my younger brother in this instance. I am not like the rest of my family. I don't have that same desire. I'm not Athena. I don't lash out in rage when I feel someone wronged me. I'm not Ares. I don't scream and set villages on fire at the earliest light. I'm not Apollo.
Jax, when he hears it, just kind of scratches his face.
I'm not Apollo who takes it out on everybody else that no woman actually loves him. Not Zeus, that fucking asshole. The best closure for me is getting to live the rest of my life doing the thing I love and staying away from all of that. Now, don't get me wrong. If they come across me, like I said, I will kill as many of them as I can before I'm gone. But I will not seek out that same vengeance that they seek out on everyone else.
I kind of just like nod my head and just kind of say, okay, well, I mean, you're, goddess, so if you need to get in touch with us, however you guys do that, and I'm just kind of like, not really
I'll have
sure.
a line to all of you now. Don't you worry.
Excellent. I like uncomfortably kind of like step a few steps back and be like, cool. So, right. We'll just go. We'll let you do your thing. And I kind of like bow a little bit again, just say thank you again.
She
I
nods
hope
her
you
head
find
and
peace.
just... I hope so too. And she just kind of nods her head and looks back at the stump.
Jax just starts walking away toward where he entered the forest.
Yeah.
Towards where you entered or through the forest towards where you guys were heading?
We need to go through the
Oh,
forest.
it's already go through. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll go through.
So we walk away and leave her be.
Mm-hmm. Everybody make a perception check as you guys are leaving.
Oh,
15.
plus... So 6.
15.
8.
I'm like looking at the trees.
For the two guys who, for Jax and Jade, do you guys speak, or what languages other than Common do you speak?
It's a good ass question.
I know Jade speaks Draconic, but...
I think I did Draconic just because it would make more sense considering all the Draconic people in Jax's unit. I think that's what I did.
Yeah, Jade speaks Draconic.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I don't remember where that's going to be.
It's
Holy
in
shit.
abilities, all the way at the bottom.
Ability. Yeah, Draconic.
Okay. So neither of you can understand what she says. Jax, you've overheard Ares speaking in Olympian before, so you can recognize some of the words as Olympian. But you don't understand what they are. As she, like, you kind of look back and she's, like, talking to one of her dogs. But yes, you can see she's telling something to one of her dogs. But you cannot make out what she says.
Okay.
All right. So you guys are not, like, the forest is, like, big and continually growing, but it's not, like, that far to the other side. It's only another, like, hour or so of walking. And as you come out of the forest, you see kind of elevated on this hill are these high walls of the city. Jax and Jade, you guys would know this to be Thebes just from descriptions. Talia, you've come and passed by Thebes before, so you're aware of what this is. But it has these huge walls. And, like, on the far side of it, you can see, like, the far right-hand side of it from where you guys are looking right now. You can see this, like, large lake over there.
That's a big lake. I always forget how big that is.
Beautiful.
Well,
I'm just kind of looking around and getting lost in it.
That's where we're
The
headed.
lake is
So.
where we're heading, right?
Yep. Also, Mimic, how many uses of land hands? Just so I can.
You have
put it in my
15
notes.
points of it, so you can heal 15 HP without a spell to either you or your teammates. And as you guys are kind of like getting out, I assume you're all kind of taking a look at these items that Artemis gave you.
Yeah.
Everybody go ahead and make either an insight or an arcana check.
Ten.
16.
24.
Arcana 16.
Insight, sorry, 24.
Arcana, dirty 20.
So Jax and Demetrius, you guys can both sense like more like heavy magical presence coming from both of these items, and you can tell that there's more to them than what the original effects that were shown to you can be. So it seems like there could be more to unlock. Talia, something hits you as you kind of look at these, and when she said, "I'll have a line to you all now," you can kind of sense that these gifts weren't given purely altruistically, and that she's probably keeping an eye on you through these items.
Yes.
Jade, you're looking at the walls of Thebes.
I mean, I had a feeling. I had a feeling already, but I wasn't gonna, look a goddess gift horse in the mouth.
Can I also make like, not really, maybe a religion check? I don't know if it'd be classified, but like insight to see if like carrying this would kind of affect my pact with Ares.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
16.
As you
Sorry, 17.
leave the forest and get further out of this, whereas when you're going in, you felt like your connection to him be deafened in a way. As you come out, you feel that connection seems to be as strong as ever.
Okay. So the carrying this won't affect it. Okay.
Does not appear to be.
Sweet.
Oh. I'm kind of just like realizing that I'm feeling different as we're kind of getting out of there.
Talia, you don't feel much different. Unlike Jax, who has like a direct connection with a god, the magic you learned was done in the name of a goddess.
But not quite the same
But
connection.
you personally did not like have a connection to Demeter. Go ahead and make a history check for me.
Very 20.
Like the leaders of the little commune you were in claimed to be personally connected, and for a while you had no reason to doubt them. Although you never saw any sort of
Proof.
actual proof
Yeah.
other than the magic, but you don't have a personal connection.
Unlike Jax sitting there at a campfire talking to himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the magic that you know is more like learned and understanding like how to use nature and like the right words to say, more so than being gifted to you
Connection, yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of connection, Jax is gonna like walk away from the party a little bit and just kind of pray to Ares real quick and tell him that we looked in the forest, we got lost. There's something definitely magical about it, but we didn't find what we were looking for, or he was looking for.
Go ahead and make a religion check to see if he answers.
I would say don't know what
Nat
we were
20.
looking for. Oh.
As you're saying this, like, hey, we got lost in the forest and all this, he appears next to you. Says, Jax, my man, tell me about it. What'd you find?
We didn't find anything. It was definitely magical. We got lost. Couldn't really find our way out until we finally found our way out. It was like whatever was in there that you sent me in there for, we just was making itself not appear.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
This is really bad because my fucking charisma's so bad this fucking campaign. 10.
10. He's like, damn, I was really hoping you guys would find something. You know, we've sent a couple other people in there, but nobody's... Yeah, I mean, at least you're the first ones to come out, so maybe it's lucky you guys didn't find whatever we were looking for in there. Damn.
Hey, you sent other people in there? Damn, okay. Thank God we came out safe then.
Well, yeah. You were the first one of mine I sent in there. You know, a couple other people had gone in, but they're not as tough as you, big boy.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, so... Yeah. I was really hoping you would find something. Oh, well.
I mean, same. I didn't want to disappoint you. You know how much I hate disappointing you.
Nah, that's a good man. That's a good man right there.
Alright, how are things going on your end? Last time we talked, you seemed like you're in the middle of something.
Yeah, Athena kind of went crazy there for a little bit.
Yeah, she fucking stabbed me.
I heard, yeah. Well, you know... All these fucking gods up here, everybody's got their little weakness, everybody's got their flaws, right? And Athena just happens to be a really fucking jealous bitch. I mean,
yeah, I can fucking tell.
I mean, like, there was that priestess of hers that Poseidon fucked in her temple, like, you know, like Poseidon, and, like, she didn't go after Poseidon, she turned the priestess into a fucking monster. Like, it wasn't her fault. You know,
Jesus.
she's just like, yeah, she's a little crazy. Yeah.
Oh,
Goddess of wisdom, my ass. Fucking.
Literally was just like asking her questions and fucking just stabbed me. I was like, oh.
Yeah, just don't fuck with her. If she gets pissed off, don't fuck with her.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you know my boy Artisan, right?
Yeah, so that's kind of what we were
him?
talking about with her up here.
Yeah. It was just like, I mean, I get why Artisan did it. Like, I would never do it just because, like, you and me have such a strong pact. We're brothers at this point, pretty much. And, like, I can understand his reasoning on why he would betray the pact, but I still don't get it.
Man, it was more so than just betraying the pact, dude. He fucking made a deal with Hades.
Yeah.
You know, that's like...
That's a no-go for us.
I mean, yeah, I don't know Hades that well, but it's like, I mean, he got the eternal soul of like an incredible soldier for his own purposes, so like, I don't necessarily blame Hades for making the deal or whatever, but like, fuck, she's just like,
Yeah.
I get it. He was your little boy toy or whatever, but fuck, just chill out. Chill out a little bit. Don't, or at least, if you're gonna go fucking crazy, don't come to me like I'm some goddamn maniac and a moron because I ripped somebody's heads off for cheating in cards, and then go and like curse a bunch of people and stab everybody because, oh my god, he lied to me.
I mean, especially one of your champions, too.
Yeah, well.
I mean, I kind of brought that on myself, but still.
Between you and me, the whole virgin goddess of wisdom thing is a bit of an overstatement.
Yeah, if you say so. Damn. Alright, well, I'm probably keeping you for something, like usual.
Yeah. I mean, not really.
Alright.
I just got done with a little something, if you know what I mean.
There you go.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, next campfire, you know I'll be talking to you at some point.
All right, man.
I just kind of, like, stop my praying.
Cool. He disappears. Yeah. Doesn't matter if you only get a 10 on your deception check when he rolls a nat 1, and he's not very wise. So you guys are all kind of like getting out of the forest. Jax, like you said, you feel your connection to your gods come back.
Especially after that conversation.
Yeah. You Ares is a fuckboy.
No,
There's no two ways about it.
I had to shut my screen off because the faces I was making to you guys and just the massive amount of just broness.
You gotta leave the camera on.
Blowing.
You gotta leave the camera on. I need face clips. So yeah.
It was a lot of this.
So you all kind of reconvene, Jax, after you go talk. Do you guys want to like go check out Thebes first, or do you want to go straight to the lake?
I feel like we should. Maybe
Honestly, just go to the lake, because at this point, we don't know how far their plan is coming along.
Yeah, I feel like if there's something that's going to help us understand better, then let's do that first. And then it might even help us for when we go in.
Yeah.
So let's go to the lake.
Okay. So you guys, it's a mile or so away. You guys trudge along, all through it. As you guys like come up towards the edge of the lake, go ahead and make perception checks.
9.
16.
4 plus 4, 8.
So Jade, you're kind of the only one that really notices, but a lot of the animals seem to be like very on edge. Jade, you can see like seriously another, like a deer comes up and mauls another deer as they're like drinking out of the lake. You see like rabbits like fighting over food, and it's not just like a carrot or some normal rabbit food. They're fighting over what looks to be like the leg of another animal, like a small animal. So like the creatures seem to be very negatively affected by this lake. It's not even starving. There's like plenty of grass and stuff around. They just seem to be like angry.
They just seem to be aggressive and cannibalistic.
Hey, y'all, I suggest we do not drink that water.
Why, it looks tasty.
Well,
Do you see what these other animals are doing here? This doesn't look natural.
I was being
can I
sarcastic.
take a more in-depth look around at the animals to see if I notice anything different actually looking at the creatures themselves?
Go ahead and make a nature check.
At 20.
The animals look normal, right? Rabbits don't eat meat,
Yeah, I mean,
but they're fighting over meat right now.
I guess we just have to run away because it's a fucking rabbit.
Like the animals genuinely just seem like pissed off. It's like they just seem to be like fighting, almost like feral.
It's just a ragey feral kind of action. Okay. So they don't seem sick at all. They just seem like they're in a different mindset.
Yes, and I forgot to mention, you guys all leveled up, by the way.
Oh, well that's fucking important. Jesus Christ.
So you guys, after your little sit down with Artemis, like I said, you felt like some sort of comforting presence that healed the wounds of those who were hurt, and you feel like a little stronger in addition to the magical item she gave you. So you are less scared by like these creatures, and any one of these creatures couldn't tangle with you guys. But it is odd that they all seem to be acting in this feral state.
That is weird. I am kind of looking around, taking a look at the water. I think the water is going to be my next step to see. I don't know, maybe it's not the water, but it seems like it would be because of the spot where we're seeing the most amount of aggression is near the water. But I don't know if that has anything to like actually do with it, or if we're going to run into other aggressive creatures as we move forward.
Go ahead and make an investigation check, Talia. 10. So what you see is that you see the animals around the water are acting crazy, and as you look, like there's a stream that flows kind of down the hill into Thebes. And you see like some animals drinking down from the water, like lower, that aren't going crazy, that are just like acting normal. But
So it's
yeah, so immediately at this lake, it's bad at first glance. As the water flows out, it doesn't seem to be bad, at least yet.
It's really weird. So I kind of relay the information that we're seeing. I can see the creatures down the way don't look like they're doing this, but all of the creatures here are we like towards the side where like around the lake would be like forest and like wooded area?
So like how this kind of looks, you guys came out of the forest over here. You walked what would be north towards this lake from your forest. It's a mile or so between where the forest was and where you are, or where you are at the edge of this lake. The city expands out towards the lake, but doesn't get all the way there yet. And that's, probably a quarter mile to what would be your west or left as you're looking at the lake. And then like around the far side of the lake from where you guys are currently would be like more kind of foresty, but it also like it's not super far to like the coastline, so you guys can kind of see the edge of the ocean from where you are. You guys are like out of the deep forest, I'll say.
Okay. So I'm just trying to see if it's like the animals that we're seeing, are they, is it kind of like what we were just dealing with, where there is some sort of force being felt within the wooded areas, or if it's from like a, environmental, but it doesn't make sense that the creatures, as I'm like pointing that way, like the creatures towards the city, and as far as we know, the city are all fine, but these guys are eating each other, so this isn't what's supposed to happen. Anyone?
I mean, I don't think rabbits are supposed to eat other things, so.
In kind of agreement on that too.
God,
Yeah.
you guys are just so helpful. We gotta figure out why, because whatever that is, that's what we're looking for. We're looking to find the answer to that question. I think that will help us to figure out why we're here.
Really?
And yes, because but listen. All right, so hear me out, okay? If there is some kind of a force that's making these creatures in a certain area act a very aggressive way, if we find out what that force is behind it, if it's evil, if it's manipulative, however, if it's a god behind it or not, for whatever reason, if we could figure out what it is, maybe it's something that the eclipse either is responsible for, or it'll help us in our quest.
Do you think it could be something in the water?
I don't know. Because, like I said, the drinking it doesn't seem to be affecting them. So unless it's something physically in the water.
Anybody else is, free to do any investigation checks of like the lake or anything else that's going on.
I'm gonna do an investigation check on the lake.
I'm gonna walk closer and try to get like a
16.
religious feeling.
Can I get a Arcana check around the environment?
Sure. Jax, roll your religion check. Jade, roll your Arcana check. Demetrius, as you look around, I mean, you're seeing all these other things. You see, like, kind of, like, not quite on the far side of the lake from you, but kind of around this, like, corner. You see what seems to be, like, a weird-looking rock formation. Like, 1,000 yards from you. Or not 1,000 yards. Like 1,000 feet from you. Kind of what would be. Jax, what did you get in your religion check?
22.
22. Jade, as you're like kind of trying to get like a magical sense around this from like some of the innate magic you just possess through like the old dragon blood, you can sense that there's something ancient going on here. Like just magically, it's not like new Olympian magic that you're kind of used to. You've seen Jax perform, and like it's not like the magic you've seen Demetrius and Talia perform. This seems very old. Then Jax,
Curse magic.
Jax with that 22 religion check. You get that same kind of sense. This is a very old thing, and this is a very bad thing. Whatever's happening here. The water itself looks peaceful. You don't see like anything immediately happening to the water on the surface. But you can tell that there's like some old bad shit happening here.
What else is around us besides trees? Is there anything else that's not natural within the area?
You guys are kind of in this like valley thing. But I mean, most of the stuff around you seems pretty natural as long as you're like looking away from the city and like surrounding villages. The only thing that really catches your eye is Demetrius's weird kind of rock formation he sees.
And where is that rock formation? Was it in
It's like
the
1,000
lake?
feet from you, kind of like around the edge of the lake.
On the
Okay.
other side, yeah.
I'm just gonna start walking towards it.
Same.
Okay. All right, we're going. And I just kind of like follow behind.
Well, I mean, whatever is. I mean, if it's. I mean, it probably looks natural to us, right? Would you say, or was it kind of like an unnatural kind of rock formation?
It looks weird. From the distance you guys were originally looking at it, it looks just odd, right? It's like sticking out of the
It's just out of
ground,
place.
almost like a stalagmite. Like that. It was just weird, right? Which is what drew Demetrius's attention to it. As you can get closer, you guys can all see it is clearly different than everything else around here. Everybody go ahead and make a either perception or investigation checks.
19 on perception.
18 on investigation.
23 investigation.
30-20 on perception.
Damn, look at us.
So straight up, all of you are just like walking along, and laying out in front of you is like a torn bit of like a purple and gold cape that you all see just like laying out in front of you.
I go over, kind of get down on one knee and like look at this cape.
No check needed, you know. I mean, those are the eclipse colors.
Okay. But it's all torn up and stuff, so
It looks like it was torn up.
something happened.
Does it look like, is it like the cloaks that we found?
No, it is not like a full cloak. It is just like a cape. This looks like something that would be on like the back of like a commander armor or something.
Okay.
Then
It's
I mean,
torn up.
yeah, with your guys, the checks that you guys had, this doesn't look like a battle tear. It looks like there's like maybe one of the animals got a little close and got a little friendly with whoever was wearing this cape.
Oh.
I'm gonna go over towards that, like closer to the rocks.
Okay. As you get close to the rocks, you find like what looks to be at first glance like just like crappy rock carvings that someone made with a knife. You see as you get closer are very actually detailed and purposeful. And there is a sentence written on the rock with writing on it that says, "Two opposites becoming one, blinding those that doubt me." And this like whole area is kind of like a little pavilion like thing, which is really strange. It's like smooth stone with like this weird stalagmite thing like standing out of it. Very different from the rest of the area.
So it was what, two opposites?
Two opposites becoming one, blinding those that doubt me.
those
Huh. Never heard that before. Can I make like a history check to see if like during the war I've seen any of those types of sentences from the eclipse?
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check.
It's not that good. I think it's a 14.
14. I mean, you don't specifically
Yeah.
remember like any Eclipse soldiers saying that, even through like torturing things.
Maybe.
When you kind of fought the
Weird
Eclipse, you kind of just killed them, or like asked about like strategic movements. You weren't dealing.
Jax wasn't one to interrogate people. He was more just clobbering heads.
Yeah, you weren't working on like Sudoku puzzles with your prisoners of war. You weren't doing the Athenian Times crossword. You were.
It's clobbering time. That's what Jax was thinking in his head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Trying to think if this would be something I would have heard before from the crazy people. They used to speak in tongues like that all the time. Just riddles all the time.
You can go ahead and make any sort of history check you want.
Worth the shot, right? +1, 18.
I mean, you found an Eclipse cloak. This seems to be, you're tracking the Eclipse here in Boeotia, or Boeotia. This, I mean, would seem to be an Eclipse-specific puzzle. Not specifically seems to be anything to do with the cult you were in. I mean, you don't know if the blinding is figurative or literal in this instance. And I mean, same thing with the opposites of, you know, what two things are opposite of each other. I guess you don't know.
Can I make an Arcana check on the actual writing?
Mm-hmm.
See if that's what it's coming from. Why all the animals are. Arcana. 15.
The writing itself does not appear to be magical. You can get a heavy magical presence from something almost under your feet.
Okay.
You guys are going to hate this when you hear the answer.
Yeah, I know it. This is a fucking easy one, too. I fucking know it.
Wait. Two opposites become one. Did somebody just say something about the ground? Because that makes me think of Hades.
You feel a magical, like, formate, like you feel like, or Jax feels like magic coming from the ground. From underneath, wherever you guys are.
Cave. There's something underneath us. It's gonna really make me mad,
It's a
isn't
fucking
it?
5-year-old fucking riddle, too, I guarantee it.
No, I wrote this one myself, actually.
Okay, wait, so... Oh, wait. It has to do... You were talking about stalagmites. Does it have to do with... Oh, crap. Now I had it. Just... I don't know. I'm bad. My brain. It's not working. Magnets? I don't know. Rainbows?
It's not magnets or rainbows.
Crystals?
Nope.
Lava.
Essential oils?
Oh, you got it. The answer was essential oils.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
No. So what you guys know is you found the Eclipse cloak. You were hunting the Eclipse. Something about two opposites and blinding.
Fuck.
You guys are gonna hate it so much.
Oh my god, wait. Hold on. Stop it.
Daisy's about to have a cow over there.
I don't like not knowing
I don't see
it.
you helping.
Because I'm drawing a blank.
Rest of binding. Let's see. I'm just trying to see like anything that sounds like blind. Pretty much.
It's the mud.
I don't know. What would blind you if you looked into it?
The light.
A light.
Sun.
The sun.
Interesting.
Oh, the sun, the moon. So when it's dark, the crystal probably does something weird. Blinding all who oppose me. So it's a way, some way.
Blinding all who doubt me, not oppose me.
Doubt me. I don't know. Dude, somebody else needs to go. My brain hurt. I don't have it. I don't know the answer. Anybody? Bueller.
I'm trying to think like
Bueller.
Bueller.
well, when
I'm a
two
bitch.
opposites become one, when the sun and the moon become one, it's an eclipse.
As you say that,
I fucking hate you.
Oh God.
as you say
fucking
that,
hate you so
Demetrius, the stalagmite begins to turn, seemingly on its own, and the ground beneath you opens up, like sliding out, almost revealing like a trap door, but slowly, so you guys don't like fall into anything. And you guys see a staircase descending down deeper into under the lake, like this dank tunnel going down.
This is why 5-year-old fucking riddles can screw up
Not
a fucking
ominous at all.
D&D party.
Good job, Play.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna do a counter with how many times I said eclipse in there.
Poor Daisy.
Is Daisy frozen or just that upset?
No, she's just staring at the camera.
I'm really fucking sad. I was a fucking philosophy major and I couldn't figure that one out. What the fuck is wrong? My whole life has been a lie. I don't know. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Don't look directly into
Moving on.
eclipses, kids.
Wow.
Yeah,
Somebody
so
just needs to clip her face. That's it.
so yeah, you guys, this tunnel, this staircase leading down under the water is revealed. Jax, you can feel that magical, whatever magical you were sensing underneath the lake is deeper down this tunnel.
I'm gonna light a torch if I have one.
Yeah, you have a torch in your bag.
Can I light it up and
yeah.
start walking?
So you light your torch and head deeper. Does
I'm
everybody...
also gonna have my shield out at the same time.
Okay, cool. Anybody else do anything before heading down into the tunnel?
Oh, and right before, I'm gonna cast Warding Bond on... Let's see, who has the least amount of life? Let's go with Demetrius. I'll cast Warding Bond on Demetrius.
Cool.
So he has a +1 to AC and a resistance to all damage.
Because yeah. All right. Cool.
But each time he takes damage, I take
Yeah,
this.
you take half of it.
Yep.
So
And Demetrius is putting his hood up so that he kind of blends in with his surroundings and following right behind Jax.
okay.
Yeah, I can be in the back because I can see in the dark, so it doesn't bother me to not be near the light.
All right. Cool. You guys begin to descend these stairs deeper into the underground. Do you guys like...
I'm already regretting it.
So you guys head deeper and deeper. You find that like it kind of levels out a little bit into just like this dank and musty series of tunnels, or like this big main tunnel and then like a lot of offshoot rooms. Everybody go ahead and make a perception check. It's like you kind of hear like, you can tell you're under the water at this point, and like every once in a while you hear like a drop of water like creak through the little ceiling that you have here.
11.
15.
22.
22.
9.
So Jax and Demetrius, you guys are both probably the least adjusted to the dark out here, and like also you kind of have the torch kind of right in your face, and it's kind of distorting what you're seeing here. Jade and Talia. Jade, you see that there's like a bunch of weird empty rooms around here. It seems like this place has the feeling of being like actively lived in. At least this area is empty right now. Talia, you hear very faint at like coming directly down this like big main tunnel. You hear what sounds to be like chanting. But you guys are kind of in this main corridor, a lot of offshoot rooms that appear to be empty. What are you guys doing? At least empty of people, not empty of things.
I mean, we could probably see what there is for, if there's no people, it's probably a good time to investigate as any. See if we could find any plans, documents.
Jax is already scrambling through shit.
Okay, everybody go ahead and make investigation checks.
I found a pen. I found a pen I like.
12.
Did you roll a 1?
21.
21. So Daisy or Talia, you pick up like a quill and feather that you think is really beautiful, and you go to like write down with it, and the tip breaks.
Wow. That's... You couldn't just let me have that? You couldn't have just let me have that?
No. Not with a nat one.
Fine. Whatever.
First the riddle, now the pet.
Demetrius, you see like what appears to be just like armor and stuff, like what would appear to be like extra armor and things. You can't really tell why, but there's just like extra plate and stuff. Jade, you find a door that looks interesting, and Jax, you find two things actually. You find a map of the waterways that lead into Thebes and all the surrounding areas, and specifically the maps of the flow of this lake, kind of where this lake is going. You also find a drawing of like a very ornate trident that appears to be like covered in gemstones.
Can I make a history check / religion, depending on what you say on the trident?
Probably more history at this point, just to like see if you learned anything about this trident.
17.
Unfortunately, you are not familiar with this at all. I mean, you know Poseidon has a trident. Like other gods have used tridents, but like this one is like ornate. Like it has like a lot of very like sharp, kind of like not jagged, but like very malicious like angles built in into it, and is like excessively ornate as well. Yeah.
Can I just make a further insight on the map too?
Yeah, go ahead. Jade, do you want to open the door you found?
So open the door. Open the door I found.
15 on the insight.
So Jade, you open the door and you see this like large circular room with like a very big chest in the center that is chained to the floor. Jax, you Looking at the map, I mean, this just shows like where everything that this lake flows to, which is mainly closest to Thebes, but also like flows along like other small villages like around. It's a pretty substantial waterway.
Okay, I was just wondering if
Greece.
there's any like markings on it.
Not specific markings, but
Like clans that they were doing it for
they
a
seem to be like
poison.
interested in like the flow of this lake and where it goes, but nothing explicit on this map.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll up the map and give it to Demetrius.
Okay.
Jackson knows for a fact that if he carries paper, it's not gonna last.
So Demetrius kind of takes a look at the map as well. I mean, you see the same thing. Like, it looks to be like where information on where this lake flows to, and all. I mean, even passive insight, they're probably curious as to what the spread of whatever they're doing here could be through it. But nothing explicitly is written on this map.
Does it look similar to the other map that is in Demetrius's satchel?
No, not in this case. Nothing you found so far here seems to have like some sort of like puzzle around it. This is like a very just normal map. It would appear.
Okay.
I'm still sad about my pen.
As Talia rejoins the group, Jade, are you gonna go try and look at this chest further? Or are you gonna call everybody else?
Are you gonna console your friend who's very sad about their broken fucking pen? It was the greatest pen ever.
It was a
Just
bad.
pat Demetrius pats Talia on the back and says, "We'll find you another quill."
You guys
you
all
say?
can hear the chanting now. It seems to be getting louder as well.
Okay. There's
Does the chanting sound familiar to us?
like exactly the same as the ones we were hearing before when we were at that house with the hostages.
It's tough to tell because it's like echoing throughout this tunnel. You can probably pick out it's not the exact same words, but it's like probably a similar type of ceremony. At least it's like some of those magics would probably be the same, but it's not the same. It's not, even through like the echoes, you can tell it's not the same words.
Not the same words, but sounds the same dialect-wise, and probably however it is that they're. I don't know. I guess we'd have to get a little closer and see if it's something we can figure out. Maybe it'll get more discernible as we get closer. I don't know if there's anything else for us to find up here.
Not much. Jax is just gonna put out the torch as we're gonna start getting closer.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to be very, 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 very quiet.
Are you guys all gonna go like further down the tunnel towards the chanting, or are you gonna split up and look at this chest thing that Jade found?
I'm gonna find the look at this chest since I found it.
I was gonna say, if
Dude,
one of you,
It's chained up. Let's not fuck with it right now.
I'm gonna go look at this chest that I found.
Go ahead and make a perception check. As the rest of the group kind of leaves you.
uh-oh.
That one.
Oh my god.
This is a normal chest, man.
Fine, I'll go with him.
So I mean you take a look at this chest. I mean it seems totally normal, and you're just like, okay, we'll get this on the way out. Is kind of what goes through your head, and you follow up with the rest of the group.
Okay, Vex.
Yeah, you just the only thought that really goes through your head is like, there's no like this is just a chest. I'll come loot this on my way out.
Look at what's happening. We know chants are bad by these people.
And yeah, you also kind of just put it in your head, like, yeah, we should probably deal with this most important thing first. As you guys get further into this temple thing, everybody go ahead and make perception checks as you see like the end of the tunnel kind of come into view.
Oh, let's go. 18.
5.
13.
19. Excuse me.
18, 13, 5. Talia, and there's like a little bit of light, dim light that you can see coming from never this room. You can tell this leads to like some sort of underwater cave. Both you and Jax can see that seems to be some person doing the chanting kind of in the opening of the doorway that you see. But Demetrius, you can also pick up like other voices than just as like one person. So there seems to be something happening in this underwater cave at the end of this. You don't smell burning, which is a good sign, I guess. No burning corpses, no screams.
I mean, yeah, no burning corpses.
But we know whatever happened to these animals is
It's basically originating down here.
which is originating down here. And obviously the map that we saw is a flow of water that this lake goes to. So whatever they're doing to this, either this water source is having an effect on these animals, and maybe it could travel to people.
I mean, yeah, that would certainly be a concern. It would, wouldn't take much, as we've seen, to just taint a drinking source.
So
So what are you guys doing?
I say one of us shoots the dude with their bow right in the head. That way he stops chanting.
I mean, yeah, we could do that.
Is it just the one dude, though?
Yeah, but we're hearing multiple voices.
We're hearing
I mean,
multiple, but it looks like that one guy's leading it though.
Does it sound like, when you say multiple, does it sound like it's like maybe 10 people tops? Or does it sound like it's like some of the other ones where it could be like up to 50 dudes in there?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
18.
So what you know is that there was a lot of like just like what looked to be spare armor and weapons kind of upstairs. And you also know this, that the group of people you took out near Holly down in Attica was supposed to come here or up to this region after they supposedly were going to destroy Holly. So, I mean, you get the sense that maybe you took out their backup, these people's backup. So it looks like not many people are living here or actively
Here.
involved in whatever's going on. You don't have an exact number.
It definitely doesn't sound like I said, definitely doesn't sound like 50 people. It sounds like maybe like 10 people.
Yeah.
Or at least a smaller version of that.
It sounds like there's just not that many people here.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess we could just go in there and, kill them all.
I mean, we still have these cloaks.
That's true.
If we
Maybe.
want to make it easier and kind of sneak our way in a little bit closer.
We can't understand it. If we can't understand them, then why are we going to just let it happen? We should stop it if we don't know what it is.
I'm just saying, just in case, just so we can get more layout of the place before we start fighting.
I guess so. Oh, I have, I now can disguise myself. Not that it matters, because we have cloaks, but...
Talia and Demetrius, what languages do you guys speak?
Demetrius speaks Common, Draconic, and Celestial.
Okay. Talia, what about you?
Excuse me. Celestial and Druidic.
Get some water. Take a break if you need to. Okay. So in our world, Celestial is Olympian. Talia and Demetrius, you guys can tell whatever language this priest is chanting in is not Olympian, but it shares a lot of similarities with it. So you can make out like a word here and there. One of the words you make out is water. You can guess that this is probably Chthonic, the language of the underworld, or Infernal in classic D&D terms. You can make out water and demon. Those are two words that you guys can both make out.
That doesn't sound good at all.
No,
Not
it
a
does
bit.
not.
So you guys are still probably like 100 feet away in this tunnel. The priest leading this ceremony doesn't seem to notice you or have any attention. There's no like guards posted outside. What are you guys doing?
Honestly, after hearing that, Jax is probably literally just gonna cast Guiding Bolt on him.
Okay.
Before you do that, let me sneak closer, because I do have advantage on stealth checks, and see if I can see how many people are in this room.
Okay. I want everybody to make a stealth check real quick, just to see how much noise you guys are making plopping down this hallway. And then Demetrius, as you're sneaking closer, go ahead and make yours with advantage.
So I make one, like, to see how much noise we're making.
Just
and
make
then
a
another one.
stealth check with advantage.
7.
So, Jax is surprisingly quiet. Got a
13.
natural 20.
I got a 17. That's just right.
So these tunnels aren't like super tall. And Jade, you like go up and like kind of stand up fully real quick, and you like bump your head on the wall, but like, or like about to bump your head on the roof and like kind of like clang into stuff, and then Jax like luckily like jumps up and like pulls you down and prevents you from making any noise. And Demetrius, you're able to sneak closer without seemingly drawing any attention from inside the seemingly without drawing any attention from inside the room. You do hear a little bit of like shuffling of like metal and stuff as like a little bit of noise was made.
And can I do like an investigation check or something on the room to see like how many people I can see?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Let's go, boy.
Nat 20.
I mean, the only thing you see is through the doorway, and is this like hooded robed person, seems to be like the priest as they described from the temple in Holly. You hear just from like coughing and shuffling that there is a few other people in this room, but not many. However, as you kind of look into what it appears to be this underwater cave, you can see like there is like a pool of water coming up to like a shoreline almost, underground here, and that the water is like sloshing and swirling in a way.
Yeah, let's put an end to this. I'm just gonna cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
Let me see the range on it, see if I have to get close.
Everybody roll initiative real quick, just to see. We'll figure out who goes in what action.
15. No, sorry, 16.
And
18.
19.
So Jade, you're kind of up first, bow drawn. Are you just kind of waiting how the situation plays out, or are you going to do something here?
I'm going to keep the bow drawn, but I'm going to play it out.
Okay, so you kind of just like creep closer. You're getting to like sort of 75 feet away at this point. Jax, you guys can see the priest, all of you. Jax, you're, you know, like between 175 feet at this point. Go ahead and do what you're going to do.
Gonna move closer. Probably to the front of the party, and get the max range of Guiding Bolt, which is 120.
Okay. You are within that range for sure.
Okay. And just cast it right on the priest.
Okay. Is that it's a spell attack?
It's an attack roll, yeah. Natty 20. Okay. I'm fucking rolling out of my mind today. It's gonna come and bite me in the ass later, though.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
Oh, yeah. I'm assuming that hits.
No, it doesn't. Yes, it fucking hits.
Are we doing,
Yes, you crit on spells.
Okay. So 8d6. 2, 5. 3. 14 plus 20, 21 damage.
Oh, what the fuck? How do you, like, what happens as you cast Guiding Bolt? How do you cast the spell? What appears?
Pretty much how he casts his spells is kind of through his hammer, kind of Thor-ish wise, and he's just gonna point it, and like the red energy that Ares blesses him with is just kind of radiating around, and then all of a sudden he goes into his hammer and shoots out into like a bolt.
So, like, surrounding you with this red energy, you blast it through your hammer and completely take the arm of this person off as it's like raised over its head. Arm falls off. Make a perception check for me real quick, Jax.
13. Yeah, 13.
No blood seems to spurt out, which is weird to you. As this happens, though, 2 guards kind of block, like, come into the hallway, like, blocking it from the rest of you. It's like 10 feet wide or so, and they like put their shields up and like point their spears, and you hear another voice that is not the chanting voice, who does actually continue his chanting. Say, finish the ritual, we'll hold them off. And so you can surmise that there's 3 guards plus the priest in there. And Jade, you now have an option to go again.
I guess I'll just go for the priest and just see what we can do there.
You can't shoot at him from your angle right now. These 2 guys with shields came in and blocked the path.
You have anything big you can swing at them?
I got my sword I can probably take on.
You're even with a movement or with a regular movement, you're not within sword range at this point. You guys are like have kind of crept up. Now we're within like 50 feet now, so you could easily shoot them and then move, but you can't move closer to them and attack.
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be a bonus action, not a bonus. Yeah, bonus action with an attack. Which ones are they? 1 and 2?
Yeah, we'll just say 1 and 2 for ease.
I'm gonna take a shot at 1.
All right.
Hunter's mark applied.
Okay, so you bonus action Hunter's mark this guy. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
16 hits.
16 just hits. Go ahead and roll your damage plus your d6.
Eight total. 7 total. Excuse me.
7 total. So you, with the angle that being so large allows you to get, you get high and like loose an arrow into the shoulder of one of these guys, but still stands. You bonus action. Do you want to move closer to them? Move your 30 feet closer.
Yeah, move 30 feet up.
Okay, so you move your 30 feet up. From inside the room, you just hear like the swirling of water get louder and louder. Talia, it's your turn. You were probably in the back of the pack, so you're probably a little farther, closer to like 70 feet away from these guys at this point. Well within bow range, but...
I was sitting wondering if when would be a good time to use my staff, because I guess I could send that and maybe it would go like through the guards. It says giant though, so I don't know how giant we're talking that this gets. It's about the size of a stick normally, but does it grow? Or would it be able to just like go under there and maybe try and do some other stuff while we fight these guys. It says it runs on its own initiative, but I also have to be within 60 feet of it.
You've seen this once before. If you were to summon this thing, it would like be the size of one of these guards, basically. So it probably could not skate in between them unscathed.
Well, then I'm gonna use my bow then.
Okay.
So now it's still the same for my damage stuff, right? It's just now
It's just
magic
magical
damage.
Yes.
Okay. Well, all right then. 17 plus 4, 21.
21's gonna hit. Yeah.
Cool. 8, hello? 1d8, so 3 plus 2, so 5 magic damage.
On which one? 1 or 2?
On 1.
1. So Talia, as the guy kind of reels, or as the person kind of reels after being shot by Jade, their shield comes up, revealing like into their armpit, and you just instantly, by full reaction, feel now this new bow kind of radiating with a new power, and you like find an arrow that like goes right into its armpit, and it falls over dead. And do you want to take movement to get closer?
Yeah, I want to move closer. What can I... it says in the dark I can move an additional 30 feet. Or is that... No, wait, that's my range. I'm sorry, not my speed. Never mind.
Okay. So yes, you move up an additional... You move up 30 feet, get to about within 40 feet of these guys right now, or of this person right now, Demetrius.
Two questions. First, how far away from the pool of water am I currently?
Probably about 100 feet.
Well, that won't work then.
You could get to within 70 on this turn.
Yeah, that still wouldn't work. I would need to be within 30 feet.
You'd have to get like to the entrance of the room to get there.
Okay, but guard 2 is blocking the way, basically, for me to get in there. Okay. And how far is he from me?
He's he's like 60 feet from you right now. So, I mean, you could be within a move in 30 feet. But currently he's like 60.
Okay, I'm going to throw Acid Splash at him. He has to make a DC 10 dex save.
He makes it. Not only does he make it, he completely like blocks the acid with his shield. Do you do half on a success, or is it nothing on a success?
Nothing on a success.
So yeah, he like definitely kind of fills up, scooshes over a little bit to take up the entire like space, like trying to be as big and tough as possible, as you like out of your new staff cast this like burst of acid. He like deflects away with the shield. You can see the acid's like kind of starting to burn the shield a little bit, but he is currently unscathed. Some of the acid does drip down on the body of the person that got lit up by arrows, and is starting to like burn through the corpse though. That's pretty fucked up. Smells bad.
Smells bad, man.
The 2 remaining guards just seem to gather themselves. The one guy still, holding strong in the doorway, preventing you guys from targeting whatever's happening behind them. You do hear the guard that remained inside scream like, "Oh my gods," as something seems to be happening in there. This priest just has to continue his spell. Okay. Jade, you're up.
Hunter's mark, but he's down.
Yeah, so you can transfer your mark with your bonus action.
We'll do that to guard 2.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
13 misses.
Deflects it with their shield as the arrow comes in, but is marked now. Jax.
With the guard one dying, is there like a little space I can see the priest again? Or did the other guard fill that spot?
The other guard did not fill that spot. If you would like to, there would be a +2 to the priest's AC, or any saves you would make against you, we'd make with advantage.
Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna move up as close as I can get.
So I mean, after moving up this last turn, you're like right tangled up with the guard, but it's still like I said.
How far am I from the priest?
So you're probably 30 feet from the priest, 40 feet from the edge of the water, where you are right now.
Okay, I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna get right next to the guard, the other guard. But instead of attacking, I'm just gonna cast spiritual weapon on top of the platform with the priest.
Okay.
There's a bonus action. I'm gonna attack with the spiritual weapon.
Go ahead and make the attack roll.
15.
15 does hit.
Okay. 1d8 plus my spellcasting mod. 8 plus 3 is my wisdom modifier, right? Yeah, plus 3, so 11 damage. And I put it in the shape of like a scimitar.
Okay. You put it in the shape of the scimitar. It would appear that the priest who like lost an arm is still maintaining whatever's happening. Jax, you can see that a like something is forming out of the water. Some sort of creature of some kind is forming out of the shape of the water. The priest remains alive, but is very, very beat up, as it's actually lost its other arm now. So it has no arms left, but is just like maintaining whatever chant it's making.
Wait, get him, he's unarmed.
Oh my
Are you?
God, I hate you, dude.
Hold on,
Dude, I hate you.
do you see the disdain for you right now on that? And the fact that I love it even more because he just says it and he's just like,
He's like, yeah, whatever.
I did it. I said it. You damn
How to
right.
do it. How to do it.
I love you more for it, man. This is why I appreciate you.
The amount of hate that's flowing through my veins right now for you.
Well, get ready for some fun. Jax, you're the only one who really sees this. The water that was like kind of twisting into its shape fully forms in what appears to be it's the shape of a human or a bipedal humanoid creature, 2 arms, 2 legs, no head, completely made of water, as it steps out of the pool that is like at the edge of this cave. As it does step out, you hear the priest begin to laugh, but it's not a like hearty laugh. It's almost like hoarse, like it's missing something almost. A burst of purple energy fills, the entire cave room, the entire tunnel. Everything happens as the priest, now armless, still no blood dripping out of it, says, "The demon of the waters, you are ours to control." Immediately, the demon, or this water creature, takes its arm, slams the priest's person out of the way, like into the wall, and you hear like this like grotesque ripping sound, almost as like the priest gets completely knocked out. And now this creature of water is standing in there, and you see the guard that's inside the room still shout, "Oh fuck!" And that's its turn as it starts to move towards the guards. Talia, behind Jax, you can't really see, but you do see like kind of the faint. You see like a wall of water walking towards the doorway almost.
I've never seen it done. I'm very concerned. I'm like still kind of shocked at the fact that that's happening in there.
You can go go ahead and make a history or an insight check if you want.
Oh, nat 20. Whatever one, I guess. Doesn't matter.
I mean, one of the things that you'd heard about when you were in the cult is about like elemental creatures. In this world, they're like culminations of great spirits, or less so great spirits, more masses of spirits.
Masses of spirits, so bringing together...
Masses of spirits being like called together to serve a purpose, more so than like as instead of anything else.
Controlling an element based on the spirits that you conjure and create to go in that form. Okay. Well, I mean, we were too late for the ritual. I don't really know. I don't think I learned how to do anything with it because I never actually watched them do it. They just kind of explained it to me, and I read about it. So I don't know that I'm gonna be super helpful here, other than weapons aren't really gonna work.
Okay. You have your action still.
All right. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter about the guards because now we're worried about this fucking thing. What do I have? Oh, could I'm curious. If I casted frostbite, would that apply? Because it's technically like it's a body, it's a creature.
You could target it with that spell. What the effects of it, you do not know.
I mean, it would make the most sense to hit a water creature with cold or ice type of ability, because the other stuff I have doesn't really apply here. So I'm gonna cast frostbite on him. Con saving throw. What is it? I think it's with DC 12.
It passes the con save.
Okay, so failed save. Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter. This is one where it doesn't do anything if they pass.
So what I'm more so imagining is, as you kind of go to cast this spell, you just don't have the room. You're trying to like angle it away from where Jax is and hit this thing beyond it, and you just like hit the side of the roof more than anything else, and like a little bit of your like cold frost magic, like goes through and seems to like make impact with the elemental, but not enough to affect it more so than anything else.
Okay. Well, that's that's what I got, because like I said, I don't know that any weapon I have is gonna do anything.
Are you taking any movement at all?
Is there... No, it came out of the pool. I guess I was trying to see if there was like... I mean, are we contained? or is there like a different entryway that creature could escape from?
I mean, it's a water creature. It could go back into the water.
I guess, but it's just a pool. It's not gonna go like back into the system or anything.
That's all
like,
you
it's
can
not...
see is a pool.
Okay, so we don't know for sure that there isn't like other things in the room. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna move closer, because I'm still like, what, 40, 50 feet away?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me move up as much as I can move, and see how we do from there.
Okay, so you move closer. You see that this thing is like very large as you get closer to it. Demetrius, your go.
Great.
All right. I'm gonna move up as far as I can. First of all.
Okay. From where you move to, you're still like 10 feet from the doorway, kind of. You're seeing this like large creature, but because of how big it is, your view to it is not impeded by anything yet, specifically. So you can see it's like large, like sort of bipedal water monster.
And then how far away from it would I be now?
About 30 feet.
Oh, that would be perfect. I'm gonna cast Shape Water on it and freeze them.
You hope.
Okay.
You choose an area of water that you can see within range that fits within 5 foot cube. You manipulate it.
It does not fit within a 5-foot cube, but part of it would. It's like 10 feet tall.
Then I'm gonna freeze its feet.
Okay.
Does it have any creatures in it?
Nope.
Right. So then I'm going to freeze it to the ground for an hour.
Okay. Describe what the spell looks like to me.
Just kind of waves his staff around, slams it at the ground, and just a cube of ice comes up and freezes around the lower half of this creature.
So this temple, or this like these tunnels are underwater, so water's like constantly dripping in. And there's like a little stream of water, like kind of along the ground, going all the way towards where the elemental is. You slam your staff into the ground, and along that stream, the water all freezes, getting closer and closer to the elemental as its like feet come together real quick, and freeze completely. The elemental seems like panicked for a second, and is for the moment seems to be frozen. Or at least frozen to the ground.
Nice.
However, you can see that this is not a permanent solution. The idea of the elemental not just sliding off the ice that is frozen is this is not a permanent solution. You can tell that right away. The one guard that Jax ran straight up to is going to swing at Jax. Your AC without shield is 21. Whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. The other guard is going to come out into the hall and also go after Jax. Whatever. Fucking stupid. But he seemed to be like doing it in an attempt to like run away from whatever this is going on. So both the guards come and like try to go at you. The priest, like you feel it's breath, like the last little talking that was from inside the room. You feel that fade out, and it's back to Jade.
I know with my weapons, I can't even touch that water elemental, so I'm gonna go for the guards.
Okay.
So guard 2 still has Hunter's Mark.
Mm-hmm.
18 hits.
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll your d6.
14 damage.
Jade, this guard exposes an opening as it swings at Jax, or as they swing at Jax. Go ahead and finish this thing off.
Shoot him right in the back of the head.
So it head turns around from you, exposing the lower part of its neck under its helmet, or under their helmet. Release an arrow, goes right through the base of the spine and the skull, and out the front of one of the eye holes. Jax, as you're preparing to swing it, you see an arrow pop out of the eye, and it falls over dead, they fall over dead. Which brings us to your turn, Jax.
Out of pure curiosity, because Jax has no idea what elementals do, he's probably never seen one in his life. He's just gonna move his spiritual weapon closer and attack with his spiritual weapon.
Go ahead and make your attack roll with that.
It's gonna be a 18.
That does hit.
Damage is 1d8 plus my spellcasting. 8 damage.
8 damage. You see, your scimitar that you summon or this curved sword kind of cuts into that water elemental, and it seems to react. It feels some sort of pain. Not mortally wounded by any sense of the means, but it appears it can be hurt.
Sweet. And that's it.
Okay. Jax, go ahead and give me a luck roll.
Ooh. 15.
Give me another one.
16.
Third time's the charm, baby. You and this guard are fighting to see who this elemental goes after.
17.
Okay. Well, that's great for our
15,
boy.
16, 17. Y'all never get that ever again.
It's great for our boy here. The elemental starts to swing down on this guard who rolls out of the way as this splash of water comes hits the ground, and it falls off from prone almost from where the feet froze to the ground, and kind of splashes flat fully, misses the guard, splashes all around on the ground, and reforms but smaller now. But you can see it's still kind of reforming and growing here, as the things that were its feet are still frozen to the ground, but more and more of the water that was in the pool and is flowing to it is allowing it to kind of regenerate its body, unfortunately. But it is currently suffering from the prone condition. Talia, go ahead and do what you're gonna do.
I don't even know what to do with it. I don't have anything.
I mean, you do know that Artemis just made your bow magical.
Yeah, I guess I could. If it's gonna do magic damage, then that means it'll work on magic type things, right? Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Right. Screw it. Let's do it.
If you're gonna use your bow, go ahead and make this attack with advantage.
Alright, cool. So it was a 15 and 14 plus 4, so 19.
That hits.
Sweet. 1d8. 6 plus 2, so 8 magic damage.
Your arrow almost seems to fully impact in this thing before getting swallowed up into the body. It lets out a little roof as the arrow hits, and then it still swallows it into the rest of the body, but it does seem to affect it.
Yeah. Cool. So magical items. That's good. That's duly noted. I'm gonna use my movement to get can I get a little bit closer, or am I gonna start running into the guards now?
At this point, you would run, you'd have to run past. You could get closer, and you could get into the room now at this point. if that's what you wanted. If you were to like move into the room, you'd take an opportunity attack from the guard.
Okay, so then I'm just gonna move a little bit closer, but not, within his. I think I was 25 feet away. So if I move like 10 feet to where I'm like 15 feet away.
So you kind of get up to where Jax is in this, like, kind of in the mess of everything. Demetrius, this water elemental is still prone on the ground. And do what you're going to do.
I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb at him.
Okay. What kind of damage?
I'm going to go with cold damage.
Okay.
That is a ranged spell attack. Do I get that with advantage or no?
Yes.
Great. Nat 20.
Yeah, go ahead and roll double damage for your spell.
26 damage.
As you cast this like swirling ball of energy that like bursts with this like cold shards of ice. You can see like parts of the elemental start to freeze as its like movement becomes more and more labored, taking all this damage. It like lets out a pained groan at all of this. This last guard that's up there is just gonna swing at Talia with its spear.
Okay.
And of course he's gonna miss. Why would he hit? He's gonna swing. It's less of like an attack at you. He's more like just trying to get you out of the way as he's like trying to run past. Talia, go ahead and make an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. Scimitar? I think I'm gonna
scimitar
use that.
attack.
Yeah, 19.
No, it's gonna hit.
D6. 6. 6 damage. Slashing damage.
Demetrius, do you have any like martial weapons, or just the mat? Like,
What do you mean? Like, I have my staff and my dagger.
so you can like physically attack him with the staff. You can't. So Demetrius, make an attack, like a melee attack with your staff. Jade, make a melee attack with your short sword.
This dude is just
19 on
fucking
the
trying
sword.
to dip
On
and
who?
stay
On the
alive.
guard?
On the guard, yeah.
He is not gonna leave.
Demetrius, as he like runs past you, you try to swing at him. He just kind of blocks your staff. But as he does that, Jade, you cut him with your sword. Go ahead and roll your damage, Jade.
6.
You like cut him across the back of the neck, severing his spine, and he falls to the ground. Trying to run away from this creature.
Damn, 2
Ew.
kills.
Jesus.
And Jade, that actually brings us around to your turn. Just go ahead.
How far am I from the group? Like, are they in front of me, behind me?
They're in front of you about 15, 20 feet.
I'm gonna take my movement to 30 feet to get in front of them and use breath weapon on the elemental.
So you come in and like kind of get a little further into the room, I guess. Your breath weapon is fire, right?
Yes.
It
If cold's working, let's see if the heat will help.
doesn't have immunity against fire. Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Does it really not have immunity to fire?
No.
That's fucking stupid.
8. Yes. Oh, you said roll your damage.
Yeah, roll your damage. It
Which is
failed
what?
its save. I don't know.
Breath weapon is a D8.
Breath weapon.
Yeah,
I
1d8. No, 2d8.
2d6. 2d6.
8.
8 damage.
You fucking breathe fire onto this elemental, and it's like, "Meh." Jax, that's your turn.
I'm just gonna. I don't know how good its wisdom will be. Fuck it, we'll test it. I'm just gonna cast Toll the Dead on it. Wisdom saving throw of 13 or higher.
Hey, it hit it. It passes.
Okay. And then as a bonus action, I'm just gonna attack with my spiritual weapon again.
Okay.
17? Yeah, 17.
Yeah, that hits.
8,
Emmy, you have to make the noises again.
9 bludgeoning damage.
You don't know how a beast of pure water is making sounds, but it is.
Starting to sound like a murloc.
Okay.
Maybe we just hear the echoes of the fucking souls we're slowly killing.
I need Talia, Jax, and Jade to make strength saving throws.
Oh, fuck. Double fuck.
12.
24.
5.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. I'm gonna die.
16. Jade and Talia, this thing like bursts out of like this like gust of water bursts out and knocks you both backwards. Jade, you are actually, both of you are like grappled by swirling waters, and you take 16 damage each. Jax, you take 8 damage but are not grappled, as this like just burst of water comes out and with like such force that it knocks you both back, and grapples you. Almost like hands have formed out of this water, gripping around you. And that brings us to Talia. It's your turn.
Good. I'm going to... Yeah, I'm gonna keep shooting at him.
Well, don't they have to make a strength saving throw again to break out of the grapple?
Grapple's weird.
Because I failed, so...
I'll just say that's how I've always known the rules is whenever you're grappled at the start of your turn, you can make a.
So if you want to, get out, you can make a strength check to get out. Oh, you're also unable to breathe. I just don't remember if you can attack or not.
I got 18.
Okay, so you can attack. However, Talia, you are like struggling to breathe as this like water is swirling around your face, but you do like manage to get your bow and like release an arrow into it.
And 14.
14 damage.
No, 14.
So you can't
shooting.
you can't escape and attack on the same turn. You can either escape or attack. So did you want to use that 18 to escape?
Yeah.
Okay, so you
to escape.
You like fight like with like your magical bowstring. You almost like cut through some of the water that's surrounding you. It's like cuts down, allowing you free, and like you take a deep inhale. You can use a bonus action if you have anything you can do with that, but you can't. You have to use your action to escape.
Yeah, I don't think I have bonus actions right now, so
Well, sometimes cantrips can be bonus action.
yeah, but the only
we have to make sure
cantrips I have are kind of dumb ones.
Attacking.
we have to make sure you're getting more spells with your
Oh, my
too.
level.
Well, it depends on what she levels up.
She
her
went
class,
with ranger.
Okay.
Okay, but that brings, so you're free, brings us to Demetrius.
Alright, I'm going to cast Ice Knife at the creature now.
Okay.
He needs to
Just-
make a DC 10 Dex save.
Just out of curiosity, play. What kind of dragon are you?
Lightning.
Okay. For a lightning dragon, you really like to use cold damage.
It passes its save.
Okay, so it's I still have to roll the attack. $17, so he gets the 1d10 piercing. Oops. But he doesn't take the cold damage.
Okay.
So 7 damage.
The piercing damage, as like this like little magical knife you conjure goes through it, seems to go through it and it affects it in some way, but does not affect it as much as your spell that did pure cold damage does. It did. Any movement or anything for you?
No.
Okay. Jade, you are currently grappled. You can still make an attack, but water is coming over your like mouth. So you're struggling to breathe at this point. So you can either break free of the grapple or make your attack.
Needs to make a deck save.
Okay.
A hail of thorns.
Go ahead and make your attack first.
$14 barely hits.
14 does hit. It passes its save. Jax, you also need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Bet. 15 plus 1.
That's going to
16.
pass Jade's DC. So go ahead and roll your damage plus your D10, I think it is, for Hail of Thorns.
Take 1 damage.
6 damage.
So yeah, Jax, you take 1 damage. Honestly, you can tell that the damage affects it somewhat, Jade, but it seems almost completely unbothered by whatever happened just now. Jax, that's you, man.
I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead. Wisdom saving throw. 13.
It fails its save.
Ooh, 1d12 of necrotic damage. 12 necrotic damage.
Cool.
And then as a bonus action, gonna keep attacking with the fucking spiritual weapon.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Ooh. 8.
Misses.
Then I'm just gonna start walking closer to it.
Okay. Jade, give me a Constitution saving throw. You automatically fail this next thing because you're grappled. Talia and Jax, you need to make strength saves again.
13.
18.
Jade,
15.
you're struggling to breathe. Talia and Jax, you both save. So you're not grappled by this. Jade, you take 11 more damage. Talia and Jax each take 5 more. As this thing releases another burst of water. On its move. And that's what it's gonna do. So Jade, you're still grappled, and you can tell, and like having this water like swarm around you, you can tell if you let this go much longer, you're going to like start suffocating from lack of oxygen. Talia, that's your turn.
All right. I guess I'm gonna shoot at it. I was trying to think if I could do a help action, but it's not really gonna do much right now. All right. 17 with my bow.
That hits.
Alright. 8 plus 2, so 10 magic damage.
Okay. Your arrow, makes an impact. It affects it. Not stoked with what's happening. That's what you got. Demetrius, it's up to you again. Still kind of in this tunnel away from, like, immediate threat.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot magic missile at it.
Okay.
That's 3d4. Ooh, 4 damage.
Plops into it, and not irrelevant, but it's, like hitting a tank with a firecracker. Jade, you're suffocated. This water is getting thick. It's like squeezing in on you. You can try to break free, or you can still try and, fight and shoot at the elemental, but it's the longer you stay in this, the worse this gets.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get out.
Okay, give me a strength check, please.
$16.
Like fighting, clawing, squirming as much as you can, you break free of the grapple and like get out of the immediate threatened area of the elemental. That's your action, Jax.
Toll the dead again. Gonna slam my hammer into my shield, make some noise.
Fails.
12, 6 damage. And then as a bonus action again, here. Let me just see how long spiritual weapon lasts.
If it's concentration, you need to make
It's-
2 concentration checks, by the way.
Nope, it's just a minute.
Okay.
And we're only in what round? I started at round 3, so
Yeah, it's been active for like 15 seconds.
no, yeah, but
It's not. The battle will end before that ends.
I'm trying to be like a little bit more accurate, okay? 15.
15 does hit.
Okay. 8. Oof, that's a really bad roll. 4 damage.
4. Okay. The thing, seems to be like kind of wailing and screaming about at this point. As it's wailing, it swings wildly and misses everything. Talia, it's your turn.
Okay. What I'm doing is working. I'm either severely pissing it off or doing some actual damage. So, I'm gonna take more shots. I'm just gonna stay back where I am and just keep shooting.
Okay.
All right, 21.
Hits.
Sweet. 6 plus 2, 8 damage.
8 damage. This thing is like letting out pain screams, almost.
What would that sound like? Yes. That sounds like we're clubbing a baby seal.
Damn, okay. That's
Demetrius,
so
it's your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb at a level 2.
Okay.
Do it up. Kill it. Kill it.
Move along.
Is it I forgot, is it his attackers? Oh, you missed.
It's an
Yeah,
attack
attack.
spell.
Get
8.
fucked. You're trash, kid. Demetrius, you go to cast it. The sheer pain from just the emotional groan like dispels the orb in the air. Jade, that's your turn.
Sound effects.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, make your attacks or do what you're gonna do.
All right. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark on the elemental.
The hunter's mark's already there.
Oh, okay, then go ahead and make my attacks then. And 10 misses.
Yeah, your fucking arrow. It goes straight through the elemental. It's just screaming so loudly, does not notice whatsoever. Jax.
Sacred Flame. More damage. Toll the Dead? I don't think so. No. Toll the Dead again.
Well, how
We ain't
original.
gonna.
How original. Why? I've used how many? 5. I've used 11 different d20s tonight. The only nat 20s I've rolled. The only things above a 15 I've rolled were on things helping you, except for the one time I rolled a luck check to see if the guy or you got hit.
And I kept rolling fucking 15, 16, and 17.
Yeah, I don't understand what it is. I'm
Need a dice jail, bro. That's what you need.
if I have a dice jail, I'm gonna have no dice left. Guess what? I'm gonna put them all in this little box here. Let's see who's fucked me tonight. You have. Okay, that's dice jail. I got 1 dice left that I haven't rolled today.
Maybe that one will be the one.
No.
5 necrotic damage.
The thing is pissed off.
Then bonus action attack with the spirit weapon.
Go.
17.
Oh, surprise, surprise! It fucking hits.
Oh, that's just such a shitty roll. 3.
3. It's pissed. Water elemental 2. He's back and he's pissed. Hey, Jax, get fucked. 1 attack hits you as it slams down on you. Jax, you take 15, 19 damage as the attack slams down on you. Yeah, it'd be really this would be a super duper hard fight if I could hit anything.
You said how much?
19.
19?
As it goes. Talia, you're up, lady.
Another shot. And that's terrible. I got a 5.
That misses. Demetrius.
I'm gonna do something kind of weird now. You have to roll a con save DC 10.
Hey, I got a 17 on that one.
A
of course, you take no damage then.
Whoa.
I was gonna cast infestation.
Alright. You call this swarm of bugs. The bugs just like fuck right off because they're like, I don't want to deal with this thing.
That's water.
Jade.
Straight up, go for it.
Alright, go ahead and make your attack roll.
15 hits.
Yeah, you hit. Man.
15 damage.
Jade, you see this thing, this creature, this being, clearly struggling with what's happening. Although the ritual seemed to have been completed, this whatever this was is not at its full power yet. And as you pull your arrow back, you feel like just a charge of almost magical energy, maybe residual from hanging out with the goddess of bows earlier today. Go ahead and finish this thing off.
Just put it right in the middle of its chest.
You release this arrow. As it strikes, there's like a small, almost unnoticeable, but definitely there, burst of green energy as this thing splashes into just a little giant puddle on the ground. Now that it's out of the way, everybody go ahead and make perception checks.
17.
Or investigation if you'd rather.
Nat 20 on
12.
Perception.
17 on perception.
So Talia and Jax, what you two immediately see is that sticking out of the ground towards the end of the pool is this super ornate black trident. Jax, it's the same one that you saw the drawing of earlier. It's like got all these like very sharp curve edges. If this thing were to go into somebody and then be pulled out, the internal bleeding would be just insane. And it has like all these like glorious jewels on it, and it's like right like sticking out of a stand towards the edge of this pool thing. Demetrius, you look over as you kind of enter the room, and look towards the priest. In Holly, you never got to see the full body of the priest because it was burned in the fire. It has like a hood, or that the corpse of the priest has no arms, but no blood dripping out of the arms. You go and you pull the hood off, and you see that the lower half of the face is flesh, like rotting flesh, but the top half of the head is skeletal. You like take a look, you see the arms. The reason that there was no blood or anything, because they're already like rotting corpse arms.
Like undead?
It would seem that way.
I mean, that would make sense, I guess. For them like leaders to be undead, because I mean, are they working with Hades? It seems like that would be the only like logical explanation as to how like undead would be up, and not only up but like following orders or instructions.
But I mean, if Hades was like with the eclipse, why would they want to be summoning the Titans? I mean, Hades is just gonna fucking die with them.
I guess that's true.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Hades is a fucking asshole, but
I mean, you know more than I do.
I mean, I don't know much about Hades, but from what Ares has always said, he's kind of a dick.
Oh.
So maybe he wants the world destroyed, who knows? But
I mean, it seems like somebody who would probably not care very much if the world was destroyed.
no. Especially because he got the shit end of the stick between the three brothers. Jack's just gonna go try to take the trident.
You're gonna take the trident out of the thing?
Yeah.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
thank God my wisdom's good. Saving throw is going to be a 20. Dirty 20.
As you pick the trident up, you feel a bolt of energy rush through your arm. You take 18 damage
Okay.
as this almost like spikes sprout out of the trident and grip into your arm. You immediately find yourself like unable to let it go. Your hammer falls to the ground as this thing like binds itself to you. Black tendrils almost like wrap around your right hand as this trident seems to bind itself to you. You feel like black energy like rush up your body around your arms, or through your arm up your body, and like you feel just like pain constantly holding this trident. You can tell that this is a very powerful, very bad thing, and just immediately, even with an incredible like religious fervor resistance that you thought you might have to it, this is a very evil, very magical artifact. Demetrius, are you like looking through the priest's like pockets or anything? Or is anybody like looting bodies or stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking through the priests
Well,
around.
everyone is kind of like looting through stuff. I'm just start casting prayer of healing.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like you guys could use it. Well, I could probably use it too.
I'm fine.
I actually have. What do I have? I think I still have one of my healing things.
Demetrius, we'll keep your nat 20 going through. You find a scroll tucked into the robe that reads orders. It's written in just normal Greek. On the orders, it says, "Summon the demon of the waters, command the fallen spirits of the lake, and we will be one step closer to our goal. Period. Use the demon to destroy Thebes and every other bastion of mortals that won't submit you come across."
Oh, so we just saved Thebes. Nice.
Do the 10 minutes pass without
Yeah,
anything
we'll say
happening?
like you guys kind of like gather your breath and whatever. The 10 minutes passed. Go ahead. How much damage do you heal for?
18.
18.
Everybody heals 18.
Everybody heals
okay.
for 18. As you guys feel that, you also feel like a stabbing pain in you as you all take 5 damage. So basically your healing is reduced as a result of that.
Ow.
You're like, kind of calm, settling yourself, and you just feel this like stabbing pain in you.
Ouch.
Guys. All.
So we only heal 13 then.
So you only heal 13.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys kind of gather yourselves a little bit. Yeah, you seem to have stopped the creature from being able to destroy the city. Demetrius, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Seven.
You're thinking about it, and you don't know why the elemental attacked the priest. You would think if he summoned it, he would have controlled it. But you can't really put together why he didn't.
Everybody makes that mistake. I feel like with ancient things, it's like you think summoning something's gonna just like make you the all powerful, when really you're summoning something evil. It doesn't give a shit about you.
I think you're about to get a cool trident.
Hooray!
Yeah, no, I'm cursed. Probably. I don't know.
At least it's not me.
Why I just don't touch anything.
Dude, I see cool weapon and I want. Okay.
I mean, how could he possibly had imagined that it was gonna, you know, embed itself into his skin?
I
Kinda
mean,
like a
in
katana.
hindsight, it was black jeweled out fucking trident.
Yeah, bad, really bad.
So I'm assuming bad.
So now,
I see cool weapon and I want. Okay.
all right. So now, what do we do? Now we gotta. I mean, if we're, I don't know. We interrupted another scheme, but as we figured out, the Eclipse people are everywhere. So this is probably not the only group that's out. Even though there was a few people here, there's probably going to be more somewhere else at least. But I mean, at least we kept Thebes from being attacked by that.
The what?
The
Come again?
I'm sorry. Let me just the
Yeah.
Sure. Whatever that was. Okay.
Okay.
It was a blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, so what are you guys doing now? Now that the blah, blah, blah is dead.
Jackson's just gonna start walking out.
Does
And he
Jay
goes-
want to go open his chest now?
Yeah, we'll go over that
Yeah.
stupid ass fucking chest.
Let's look at the chest.
Oh, so you guys walk up out of the entrance. This seems to be like very like sparse temple. You kind of looking through again, you see like the spare armor plates and like weapons. You see like pretty spare rations, but there's not like a lot going on here. There's like what appears to be like a pretty well built barracks to handle like good mass of people, but this, I mean, looks like they were probably supposed to have backup that they didn't have because of you guys, at least. So you all come to this large circular room. There is a chest in the middle, chained to the floor. Jade, you think this is a perfectly normal chest. Everybody else can go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay.
I also picked up my hammer. Like I put my shield away and picked up my hammer and put it back on me.
Okay.
18.
13.
Demetrius, the only thing you really notice is that it's like chained to the floor, and you think that's weird. Talia, straight up, you see this chest like expand and shrink, almost like breathing.
What were you rolling? I so missed that.
Perception.
Natty 1.
I don't.
Jax,
I
this
don't
is a
like
totally
that.
normal chest. Jax, this chest is normal as hell.
There's something not right here.
I don't know
Is
what you're
there?
talking about. It's just a chest.
Just a chest. Why would they chain it to the floor?
Exactly. Like, I mean,
It's
So
just a chest. It's a chest chained to the floor. It's just a chest.
Is,
Why would they chain it to the floor though? They not want it going anywhere. It doesn't have legs.
there's something inside of it that is meant to be kept inside of the chest.
yeah, something cool. It's a chest. That's what chests are for.
Probably not. I'm gonna go with no. It looks like it's breathing. So that means something is inside of it trying to get out.
But it's just a chest.
Not
can it
just
be-
a chest.
How can it be breathing?
Talia, you been drinking lately?
I've
Did following the blah, blah, blah screw with your mind?
no. I am perfectly fine, and handling the blah, blah, blah was just part of the plan.
What are you guys doing?
I
mean, two of you think this is a perfectly normal.
Is
They're
there a
actually,
key-
it's
is
not
there a-
locked. It's just chained to the floor.
down. That makes me more concerned. Or maybe it's just something that's not. I don't know.
Jack's gonna go up next to it and just poke it with the trident.
You
Did
poke it
anything happen?
with a trident. Immediately you hear, ow, what the fuck? The chest moves, opens, speaks like a mouth, with a massive tongue. You see from like underneath where the chest would be, you see two long arms extend out from the chest, long torso with huge legs, and it can't like lift its head up. It's like trying to pull its like chest head. It's a fucking mimic from Dark Souls. That's what it looks like. It's like trying to pull its head out. It's like, why did you just come in and poke me? I was just sleeping. What the fuck?
Sorry, I thought you were just a chest.
I thought it was just chest.
I'm certainly fucking not.
That's not my fault.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
I mean,
I really need
what?
insult added to my injury here.
I'm sorry, but why are you even chained up?
'Cause I'm a do you have eyes? Like, I'm not, like, normal here, friend.
No shit. I'm just wondering why they had you chained up. That's all.
'Cause they didn't like me? They're dicks.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna free you then.
Okay. So you can, like, you can, like, use this trident. It seems, like, super well made, like, stronger than normal thing. You can, like, stab it into, like, one of the chain links and pop it off from the ground. Now it has this, like, chain, like, dripping off, like, a fancy earring, basically, off this, like, side of this, like, massive head. It's like, oh, God, you have no idea what it's like sleeping for that long like that. Ugh. It's like cracking its neck and like stretching up its whole body. You see it now. It stands almost 10 feet tall. This like long stringy body with a giant chest with massive teeth and a massive tongue hanging out as a head.
Damn, I didn't know you were that tall.
Yeah, man. Well, they really had to keep me down, I guess. They were all just embarrassed, probably. Who are you guys and what are you doing here? I mean, thanks. I shouldn't ask questions. Thanks for freeing me.
Oh, we killed all those guys.
Yeah, well, appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Where are you from? What are you?
Me? I'm from Delphi. I'm a dude. I just pissed off the wrong people.
I mean, you're free to go as long as you don't hurt anybody.
I didn't want to hurt anyone. I mean, physically at least. Well, I'm not gonna say I was a good guy by any stretch of the means, but I wasn't like evil, dude. You know, I'm just
a guy.
Just a guy, man. But I mean, real question is, where the fuck am I gonna go? Nobody's gonna say, "Hey, do you want a job tilling my fields?"
I mean, I got a place for you to go that maybe they'll accept you.
Oh yeah, where's that?
A town just outside of here, through the forest. They're kind of like trying to become an independent state kind of thing, independent town from Athens.
Oh, so like a commune thing?
Yeah.
Like utilitarian, everybody gets what they need?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's not really my vibe.
Okay. I'm just saying maybe they'll accept you. I know a guy there. He's pretty cool.
They might accept me, but I mean, I look like this because I was a greedy little fucker.
Well, don't be a greedy little fucker right now. How about that?
Oh, it's easy to say for somebody who's not fucking cursed.
I don't know. I kind of hold up the trident.
Oh, look at you. Look at the fucking pot meat kettle.
I was just telling you where you could go, okay? I was trying to be helpful.
Yeah, man. Okay. You've been helpful enough. I wish I had something for you guys for, like, freeing me, but all I really got's myself. I guess
that's all you need is yourself, my man.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna. I have no parts. I can't offer up myself as a reward here, friendos.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. It's not like you owe us anything. I was just being nice.
What made you think we want that?
I didn't think you did, but I was saying I have nothing to reward you with.
I'm very disturbed by what has been done to you.
Do you stare at everybody like this, or just a monster?
But no, mostly a monster. What the?
Dude, don't call him a monster.
I call myself a monster. I understand what I am at this point. Don't get me wrong.
Listen, Jax, you can say whatever you want. That is a fucking monster.
Thank you.
He's
Appreciate
a nice
it.
monster.
I mean, no.
There's another bro to add to the list, I guess.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I'm not a nice guy. There's a reason I look like this.
All right, you know what?
I mean, we could just chain you back to the floor if you're not a nice guy.
You sure as fuck can't. There's no way in hell I would let you. And you guys, judging by how you look up, you couldn't stop me.
Pretty sure we could, but we just don't need to, because I don't really know what your purpose is.
His purpose is being a bad dude and getting cursed.
I mean, that's fine.
Bad is a stretch, okay? I might have been just like a little greedy. I might have scammed a few people. I might have scammed somebody who was a god in disguise, and they didn't like it. They should have been smarter. It's not my fault they were too fucking stupid to see through my fake mustache.
So basically, you cheated at a game of poker.
No.
Is it goldfish?
I don't know what poker is. You know,
I mean, Yahtzee? Rolling the dice?
dice, yeah. I mean, that was one of the things I cheated at. I cheated at a lot of stuff.
Now look where it got
Get
you.
him at the roulette table, eh?
So
yeah.
why? So were you cursed and then brought here, or was this you were captured and cursed and then chained up?
I was cursed for a long time before I came here. There's fucking, so, you know, part of the whole, you know, just desserts type thing that fucking bitch Nem likes to do is you know, making someone like suffer through their like most painful sins. You know, I was really greedy, so I kind of like to consume powerful and greedy stuff. I just got to do it looking like this. I mean, I can keep stuff in this fun little chest here, but I sense this like super powerful artifact. It's that thing you're holding in your hand right there, and the only reason I'm not already eating your hand off is he points to Jax's hand with the trident, is because you freed me, and I'm, you know, being grateful and all that. So I was coming here to eat that, and they captured me. I guess I got caught off guard. Chained me to the floor.
I kind of hold it up and like, I don't think you wanted to eat this.
I'm already cursed, man. It's not gonna make it any worse for me. Trust me, I knew it was bad. I mean, it's like when you eat little sugar, you know, little cake, like, you know it's bad for you, but it tastes so good. Right?
Exactly.
I like you guys. You guys are nice.
We'll let you be. We'll let you go on your way.
Hey, where are you guys going?
I think we're going to Thebes.
Ooh. Thebes is cool. I like Thebes a lot. I mean,
I would say you could join us, but I mean, you look like that, so people.
I look like this. I look like this right now. He reaches into his chest, pulls out a little robe, flings it around him. Its arms and our legs are like very clearly like too long for it, and like throws the hood up, and his body begins to like shrink in all fashions. His head shrinks down to like a smaller, still chest-shaped box, and it returns to like normal human proportions per se, covered up by the robe, and with the hood up. It's like, I can tag along, and look, I mean, I can store a lot of shit in here, you know.
I mean, as long as you don't try to con people while you're with us, I'm fine with you letting you come.
Or steal our shit.
I know.
I was thinking of a walking stores box.
Yeah, I could do that. I could do that.
I mean, we'll pay you a fee.
Dope. Even better.
Exactly. That way
I've
you
been
can't
chained
steal
up
from
here
us.
for so long that I am just happy to get out.
Bet. All right, buddy. You're a friend now.
Hell
How
yeah.
does like 5 gold sound every like month?
You have a name?
Yeah, I got a name.
Boxy.
I kind of like that, actually.
I like Boxy. Yeah.
Boxy? Okay. Boxy it is. Box.
Boxy.
Or boxy breastplate.
No.
Yeah, my full
Boxy.
name was Boxolomeal, so Boxy sounds pretty good.
All right, Boxy, let's go.
Wow.
So you guys leave the you leave this underground tunnel with this walking, talking chest person. Go out. The sun is beginning to set over the mountains. You see the lights of the great city of Thebes begin to light on these massive high walls. You don't know for sure what happened down there. But you know that you saved a lot of bad from just happening and saved the city of Thebes, although they might never know it. You're wary, wounded,
Honestly, we
And-
just need to find it in.
as you guys
Some
begin
food and drink.
to head towards the city of Thebes. Sun sets, and that's where we'll end our session. This is it. That was the episode of Idiots Rolling Dice, the epic. Our people made a couple new friends. Artemis, goddess of the hunt, seems to be tentatively on the side of our ally or of our heroes, and Boxy, the walking, talking mimic. So I am Mimic the Idiot. I am joined by Daisy Cakes, who plays Talia, Jimmy, who plays Jade Dragonborn, Play, who plays Demetrius Longwing, and Vex, who plays Jax Karn. We are the crew of Idiots Rolling Dice. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link to the for the podcast down below if you'd rather that. If you're watching this or you're listening to this on the audio feed, you can watch video versions of the show. Every week there's an episode. You can follow those of us who stream or make additional content through links also in the description. And follow us on Twitter at Idiots Rolling Dice, or Twitter at Erdipod, that's IRDPOD, and Instagram and TikTok at Idiots Rolling Dice. Yeah, we're there doing stuff. There's clips from the show, obviously, that make it to TikTok and Instagram. Updates about when the show comes out, updates about schedule changes that need be, and any fan art that gets tweeted about us with the hashtag Erdpod, I'll put up there for sure. So yeah, tune in next week, hopefully, for the continuation of this saga as we find out what happens in the great city of Thebes. Stay safe. Please stay safe. And yeah, have a good one.